Young arrives and asks if they don't think they should hurry and get things done now. She asks the director for permission to leave for 2 hours, assuring that she will return within that time. Jihoon asks why she requested a 2-hour delay, questioning why she refuses to do her tasks, and asserts that she must take full responsibility for what she proposes. He explains that she is responsible for this work and suggests that if it's difficult to speak, she should call the support team so they can help. The director concludes by saying she can work with the support team. Young goes out to look for someone and wonders if there is anyone who can help her. Then she finds manager Chae Eunbi and asks if she could help her finish the proposal. She explains that she has something important to do today and asks her to please help. Young mentally begs Chae Eunbi to do it, promising to fulfill all her whims from now on, asking her to do it just this once. Chae, surprised, replies that she's speechless. She asks why she's being asked to fix Assistant Lee's mistake and comments that it's asking too much. Young reflects that it was stupid and that there was no way Chae would accept such a request. She then talks to Ki-hoon. He comments that the problem would be resolved faster if the team leader returned, and Young thanks him. Ki-hoon expresses sympathy for Assistant Lee, and she asks if he heard that someone from the team had left the conference. He replies that unfortunately, the team leader is on a business trip. Ki-hoon apologizes to Assistant Lee, saying he regrets not being able to help and that he wishes he were an editor. Young replies that it's fine and thanks him for his concern. She writes to her mother to take care of Yena because it will take her some time to leave. Assistant Lee Jung-oh is called to take her new laptop to the conference room, where she and the director will decide to address the issue together. Eunbi is annoyed and wonders if the manager and the director will be alone together. Jihoon says that clearing the schedule a day before the deadline is a basic rule. He mentions that when writing the script, it must be carefully reviewed and instructed to ensure everything is correct. It's an important proposal, and if it's not completed, she won't be able to go home. Jihoon keeps suggesting she hurry to try to finish by 9 o'clock. When they're done, he offers to take her home. Young-oh thinks that she knows she must take responsibility for the things she does, but she wonders why she feels so sad. At some point, she reflects on her actions and feelings. Young-oh thinks that he used to be so happy with everything she said, but now he's become someone who doesn't yield even to her desperate plea. Jung-oh admits that she has to stop being so foolish, reflecting that this man is no longer the same Jung Ji-hoon from 7 years ago, but a completely different person. The director asks Young if she's really crying now. She replies that she's not crying. He comments that the professional is crying because she has to work overtime, and she insists that she's not crying. Jung-oh reflects that she was so emotional even though it caused a serious problem. She thinks she's crying now because she can't leave work. Jihoon reflects that the only excuse he can think of is housework. She wanted to leave for 2 or 3 hours, so he wonders how he could let her go. Chae Eunbi observes the situation and wonders how a person's gaze can change like that, reflecting on whether Jung Ji-hoon was really capable of making such an expression. Chae thinks that he never looked at her that way and wonders why the hell he has to look at Young like that. Jihoon tells Jung that it's enough and that the work is done, asking to go down since he's going to take her. But already downstairs, he wonders why she's not there and calls her. She replies that she's outside. He wonders if she wasn't in a hurry to leave and says he's in front of the elevator and will take her home, but she replies that she took the stairs. He complains that he said he would take her, but Young-oh responds that she doesn't want to, that she couldn't stand being with the director outside of work for that long, and says goodbye until the next day. Young arrives home at 9:30 at night and runs to hug her daughter. Yena, with tears on her face, asks why her mother came home so late, mentioning that she had been waiting all this time. The mother apologizes repeatedly and suggests they start the party quickly. Young's mother interrupts, saying they had already started the party. Yena says that Donyun and Dobin had already gone home with their mom, eaten, and celebrated a lot, but complains that she wanted to do that with her own mother. Her mother agrees and says they will now have the party with her. She goes out to buy a cake and returns home. The two women sing happy birthday to Yena and wish her a happy birthday. Everyone seems very happy. At the end of the party, Young asks Yena if she had fun. She replies yes, that she received many gifts and saw Dobin do tricks and dances. The daughter reflects that she wishes she could have a birthday every day. Yena says she's sleepy and her mother calls her to bed. They lie down and Young kisses and hugs her daughter. Young's mother asks if she can't sleep because she's admiring the girl so much. Young replies yes, because Yena is her beloved daughter. The grandmother wonders how much Young must have worked to get home early and reflects on how beautiful Young is, how precious she is to her, more than anything in life, and how much she loves her. She tells Young-oh to stop working if it's too hard, and asks if she thinks she's incapable of taking care of her. Young replies that she also has Yena. Young-oh reflects that she wants her daughter's world to be warm and safe, to never face hardships and to never get hurt. Ji-hoon comes home tired, sits down, and flips through what appears to be the project, thinking that he wants to keep her by his side. But after reading something, his expression changes. He gets up, takes off his clothes, and goes to take a shower. Ji-hoon leaves the project open on a page that asked if they would cry for having forgotten someone. The IT technician tells Young-oh that the laptop had been repaired, but someone had planted a virus in it. Young is confused and asks the man if he's suggesting that someone in the company deliberately planted the virus, to which he replies that it's probably true. She reflects that she already suspected something, but didn't think it was that. Young runs into the director and wonders why he's so irritated. She jokes mentally that she's been cursing him all week, but it seems it hasn't worked. She thinks that someday he'll get what he deserves. Young is working when Ki-hoon arrives, looking a bit nervous. She asks if he's okay, and he replies, trembling, that he should resign. She asks him why and what the problem is. He just sighs. Ki-hoon invites his teammates to take a look at the director's drawing to promote a home security camera, and everyone wonders what the hell it is, leaving them all confused. Young questions what the hell that drawing is, and the young man replies that it's not just that, it's actually a shitty drawing of a dog. Young-oh reflects on why Yena used to draw so many imaginary animals, but it seems that it's in the genes of both father and daughter. The team leader comments that the drawing wasn't the director's best work, despite him being very smart. And Ki-hoon laments having to use that drawing as a reference to draw a dog. Young tells him not to worry and that she'll take care of the situation, adding that if the director wants that drawing, then he'll have it. The young man asks what she's going to do, so they begin working on it, suggesting that if it's a bird dog the director wants, then that's what he'll get. The three teammates work together on the drawing, sharing their opinions, and after a while, they decide to show it to the director. Assistant Go also decides to join them, revealing that she wants to see the director's angry expression. Young enters the director's office to show him the promotional drawing, and he, unbothered, replies that the task was assigned to Ki-hoon. She defends herself by saying they came to show the part Ki-hoon was concerned about, as he asked them for help. The director wonders why everyone is entering his office. The employees say that the director's knowledge was helpful, so they used it. And since they didn't know if the drawing was a dog or a bird, they decided to call it a bird dog. They explain that it seems like a great way to print the product, since with this new character, they might have a new sales point for the webtoon. The director looks at her with a slight smile and asks if that's all. Young-oh replies yes, and asks what he thinks about it. The man stands up and replies that the webtoon turned out fine, but as he walks up to her and stands in front of Young, he asks if she's mocking him. Confused, she asks what he's referring to, and the director says she must have encouraged Ki-hoon to use the drawing he gave them. She admits she did, but that she had no choice, as she genuinely didn't know if the drawing was a bird or a dog, and asks the director what it was. He looks at her for a few seconds and replies that it was a dog. Young understands now, but Assistant Go can't help but laugh quietly. The director questions her, wanting to know what she's laughing at. She apologizes. But the director interrupts her, saying that he should be the one to apologize for the bad drawing, but that he's glad they made good use of it. He then concludes by saying that Song Ki-hoon must review the character and send it to the writer, and that Jung-oh will stay in the office for a while. The boy tries to save her, but the assistant manager interrupts and asks him to take Go with him to help. The two say goodbye and leave the office. The director asks her to sit, and joins her by sitting across from her. Ji-hoon tosses a box of candy on the table, and Young asks what it is. He replies that she had said to call her when he was about to throw away food. Young asks if that's the only reason he asked her to stay, and begins to wonder if this is the director's way of apologizing and whether he actually feels sorry. Young stands up and tells him she doesn't care if he's throwing away food, but the director replies that she should do it herself, since she did what he asked. Young insists she won't follow the order and turns around. Ji-hoon asks if she really hated doing overtime before, and she replies that obviously she did, but he responds that everyone works overtime. They both begin to argue, and Young tells him that she begged to leave that day, promising to return in 2 hours. The director asks what household tasks she had to do, saying he needs to know to understand her anger. Young replies mentally that it was her daughter's birthday, but she doesn't say it out loud. She tells him that if she explains the reason, he would judge her, and adds that the director should apologize directly instead of offering her candy. He asks why he should apologize, and she replies coldly, giving her reasons, saying that on the day he pretended to be her father in front of the convenience store, and when he forced her to work overtime while standing next to her, the director replies that it was her fault for being fooled and that he fulfilled his role as her boss. He questions that if the overtime was completed, why should he apologize? She replies that it was because she was deceived and her requests were completely ignored. Because of Ji-hoon, she felt emotions she shouldn't have felt. She asks how he could behave like her late father and force her to work overtime, and asks what he did that day other than watch her work. She concludes by saying that if he's going to apologize, she'll accept it. But the director asks what would happen if he can't. She replies that if he can't, then he doesn't have to, because he won't hurt her now, but warns that one day, he might regret it. Young reflects that she has no choice but to give up on Ji-hoon, as she started working at the company because of him. So if she gives up, she won't have to stay working there. She confronts him, asking if he thinks everything he has is amazing. But to her, it doesn't make a difference, because she would never trade everything she has for everything he has. She reflects that everything she has is Yena and her family. And if Ji-hoon is that cold, he will never be able to meet her daughter, because all she wants for her daughter is a warm, welcoming world. Young tells him to stop talking about it, because she's going to leave that crappy company, and the moment she opens that door and walks out, it'll be over. She asks if he understands that. Young-oh is about to open the office door, and that's when Ji-hoon stops her by grabbing her arm.